On today's episode of Cooking with Cewpins, we are going to make popcorn. I got some infused coconut oil here that I'm going to use as my popping oil for some popcorn. We got some nice ladyfinger seeds there. Not my favorite, but it's what I got right now. Look, this is some oil left over from the big ol' edible stream that I did on August 1st to celebrate the new 8/1 edible holiday. You ate one, right? Look, if you missed it, it's going to be huge next year, but come get high with me on Twitch. I do a sesh every night at 9 p.m. Eastern. YouTube does not want to pay me, but Twitch is cool. Come check out the Twitch stream. I'm high every night. Before the stream, I infused a lot of AVB into some coconut oil. I have a ton of AVB. I've been doing flower vape lately. You get decarbed bud left over that still has some cannabinoids in it. So I took 5 batches of flour and I infused it into a batch of oil. I just kept running the process over and over with my Levo machine. Pull out the pod, replace the AVB, and run it again. I might have a Cewpins code over at Levo, or you can check out Cewpins.com. I'll see if I can put a code or put a link for wherever I have a code on Cewpins.com. I'm going to see if I can send you guys there for links now. Well, I got a few tools for the job today. We're going to be using my stainless steel whirly pop. This is dope. Microwave popcorn is not the way. This is the way. I have an induction stove top here. Everybody likes induction heating, right? And we got some seeds, some salt, and some oil. Fun fact about me, some of you might know, but I used to work at movie theaters. I think I've worked at like 4 or 5 different movie theaters, different companies. It's like an easy to get job, doesn't pay a lot, but you get free movie tickets. You can go watch movies for free. I don't watch as much anymore, but when I was younger, when I was looking for jobs that I didn't care about money, and oh bro, I could just go watch movies whenever I want. So I thought it was cool, but working at movie theaters, I fell in love with popping the popcorn. Like popping it out of the microwave, sure, it's good. When you pop it fresh out of a kettle, you get the right oil and salt balance, you get the seeds in there, and you get the first few pops as they're coming out of the kettle. Like, it's so good. The first few pops, it's so good. I don't quite have the same experience with here. I'm gonna pop it all, but I still get it fresh right out of the popper, and it's like 1,000 times better than microwave popcorn. And also, how am I gonna stick this in that bag of microwave popcorn? So let's see what we can do here. So for this, I'm just going to we're just gonna load up. I'll give you my official recipe here. I usually start with the salt. I'm gonna use about a teaspoon of salt. I like a little bit more. You want to put the salt in when you're popping it. People try to put salt after. It's just not as good. It's gonna get nice and blended in there with the oil, and then when it pops, it's gonna be spread pretty evenly. It's hard to salt popcorn after the fact, and you never can do a good job. I'm gonna eyeball this. I don't use anything for this one. All right, that's a teaspoon and a quarter. I'm positive of it. This is the good stuff. If you know, you know. If you don't know, now you know. This is the good stuff. I think I'm gonna put links for all this in the description. The whirly pop, the heater, the salt and the butter that I use. Because I got these like a year ago when they used to have movie nights on Twitch, and I would pop popcorn and watch movies, and I really like doing it. This is one of the most fun ways to have a nice snack for yourself. There's a lot of different kind of seeds, a lot of different kinds of popcorn seeds. I got ladyfinger seeds here. They're a little bit on the smaller side. Not my favorite, but it's what I got. I just wanted to experiment with a bunch, and this is what I have left over. I really like the red popcorn seeds I was using not too long ago. They pop the same, they taste about the same, but they just look different. They look cooler. So we're gonna do a 1/2 cup in here. 1/2 cup goes with about a teaspoon of salt, and then I'm probably gonna use a little bit more oil than is recommended, because that's what's gonna get me high. Now, when you make popcorn, you can use a variety of different oils. Coconut oil is pretty popular. This is what I was using without the infusion. This is butter infused coconut oil, but you can use things like canola oil or peanut oil. Actually, I'd like to experiment with a long list of oils, but the coconut oil is just easy to infuse. I had a bunch ready to go. So we've got coconut oil to pop, and I think it's a little bit on the healthier side. Healthier than canola or peanut oil. I don't know if it's like healthy. All right, I have a spoon for this. I just pulled this out of the fridge, so it's gonna be a little bit firm here. Okay, I probably should have pulled this out a while ago, because this is just big clumps. So here we got some nice infused coconut oil here. It's nice and green. It's cool to see that it came out nice and green even though I was using AVB, because the AVB is not green anymore. Kind of hard to tell because it's coming out solid, but when I turn it on and it melts in there a little bit, I'll be able to tell if I got the right amount. There's no exact correct amount. I actually like to go a little bit on the heavier side with oil, especially if you have like butter flavored oil. That way I don't have to put butter on it afterwards, because that's always hard to do, especially at home. One more scoop will do. I should have took that out earlier in the day, but here we are. Okay, I'm gonna turn this on, and I'm gonna turn it on low heat. I think mine has settings. Let me see. Temperature. Okay. I'm gonna run it down to like what's the lowest? It goes to 140. I'm gonna go to 180 degrees just to melt the oil. Because while I think I have enough in there, it's looking like not enough. I'm gonna scoop a little bit more. Honestly, the more oil I put, the higher I'm gonna get, so who cares? But if you have too much oil in there, you're not gonna have a good time. Different types of oil. If you put way too much in your popcorn, you just bite into it and it's gushing oil in your mouth. It doesn't feel good on your stomach. So you don't want to do too much. But I still feel like I'm under what I would normally put with regular popping oil. Okay. Sorry for all that clanking. Now, you typically don't want to have the top open, but I have mine on low temperature. I'm just trying to melt the oil really quick just to visually see. Because it came out solid. It came out different than I was expecting. I turned it to 210. It won't pop until after that. You need to boil the oil to pop the popcorn. I don't know if it's because it's like not frozen, but cold chunks coming out of the fridge. It just doesn't look like a lot in there, and I feel like I scooped so much. Again, you don't want to have the top open until you're done, but I got it on low temp. I'm melting it. While this is melting, I'll tell you a little fun story. When I worked at one of the movie theaters that I worked at years ago, it was in a downtown area, so there's like a lot of businesses nearby. All of like the small business owners would always try to come in and offer you a trade. Like there was a pizza spot nearby. They would literally just give me free slices of pizza every time I went over there if I gave them free movie tickets every time they came over. And it was like really cool for a while because I could give away as many as I want. Like there wasn't like a rule like, oh, don't go past this. Don't give away more than this. I'd give away like 30 movie tickets in a day sometimes. Just have my friends come over. I'd post on social media like, hey, anybody that brings me Starbucks can watch a movie for free today. Like I'd just post stuff and I'd get free stuff. It was cool. So the jobs didn't pay a lot, but there was some perks. Okay, it's looking like I got a good amount of oil. I want to see all the seeds like not completely submerged in there, but if you don't have enough oil to cover the amount of seeds you got, it's not gonna pop. There's still big chunks in there melting. Usually I keep the regular popping oil at room temperature, so it melts right away, but the cold stuff is taking a moment. All right, yeah, we're gonna be good. I'm gonna crank this up to max temperature, get a couple things out of my way. All right, now it's hot. I'm not gonna open it until it's done. So when you use a popcorn kettle at a movie theater, it has like an automated or a it has an agitator in there. You flip a switch and it just does all the spinning. But with a whirly pop, I gotta do the spinning. What you're doing when you spin it or you agitate it is I'm just making sure that the oil, that the seeds in there, that the salt, that they're getting spread around and they're not getting too much heat in one spot. There's no buildup. It's actually kind of like turp pearls. You know, there's a metal rod that goes down. It has two sticks that come out, and it pushes everything in a circular motion across the bottom of the pan here. So it's fun to think about because it's working like a carb cap and turp pearls, where I'm trying to take the oil and not let it pool up in one spot. I want to spread it around with the seeds, with the salt. So look, making popcorn is exactly like dabbing. Exactly. With a couple of exceptions. But right now, I want you to leave a comment while this is getting ready to pop. What do you get at the movie theater? We all know it costs a ton. Popcorn's $8. A drink is $5 or $6. What do you get? I always get a large popcorn and a large icy and maybe some candy. Although I haven't seen a movie in a while, so we'll see. We'll see what I do next time. When I go the next time, I'm gonna ask if they have popcorn. I'd be like, hey, if I give you my special popping oil, can you use what I've provided? You think they'll go for that? All right, we're getting slow pops right now. I don't know if you can hear. I gotta keep it spinning. That's the thing I don't like about ladyfinger popcorn. It's a little bit smaller, and the pops are just... I want the big pops, right? It's like popping small bubble wrap versus the big ones. I want the big pops. Although bubble wrap nowadays, every time I get it, it's one giant bubble. You make one pop or one hole, and the entire sheet deflates. Which honestly, it makes more sense from like a production or a manufacturing standpoint, but I want to pop something 100 times, bro. Okay, we got some steam coming out of here. We got some... It's the steam that's popping it. I got my hand on the top. I'm trying to push it into that induction heat here so it stays nice and even with the heating up. And honestly, I might have put a lot of oil in here just based on the sound of the popping. It was still melting when I was eyeballing it, but the way that it's popping sounds like it's going to be really oily, which honestly, it's a good thing because this is what's going to get me high. This is a weird batch. All right, it's slowed down. Let's pour it. I'm not going to lie. I think I didn't do my best work here. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, let that steam out. Let's see what we got here. It did a decent job. There's not too many like leftover kernels. You don't want to have a bunch of kernels left over when you pop it. That means you didn't do a good job. But like I said, the ladyfinger popcorn is a little bit smaller. I don't love the way it pops. Oh, but this is good. This is good. Oh yeah, dude. So there you have it. We made some popcorn. This is in cannabinoid infused popcorn. And not exactly sure how many milligrams, but we'll just say like 1,000. This is more about, can I do it, than is it going to be the best edible ever? Because honestly, using the infused oil and heating it up to pop it again, there's no way it's as strong or as good as when I infused it at a lower temperature, right? There's no way. But infused oil, infused popcorn, here we go. Now tune into my Twitch stream and ask me how high this got me, because it's going to take a little while to kick in. Appreciate you hanging out, and it's really good. I make really good popcorn. I'll see you in the next one. Have a lit day, my dudes. God damn.